Hey guys, what is going on? It's Lazarus here, back with another MLB The Show 19 video, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial video specifically on hitting. As someone that's been playing this series for almost a decade now, I can definitely say that I've learned quite a bit when it comes to being a successful hitter in the show. And like 90% of it comes from your game plan at the plate, along with some other important aspects that we'll be going over in this video. Without wasting any more of your guys' time, we're going to go ahead and get straight into the tutorial. So the first thing we're going to be going over are some quick settings, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the logistics of hitting. So the three most important things to look at in the settings are the hitting interface, reticle, and camera angle. For hitting interface, if you want to be successful online, you should really be using zone hitting. I know there's some people that are starting to switch to directional because they think they'll do better with it, but zone hitting overall is the most balanced, and you should see the most consistent success with it once you get better at it. Using zone hitting also eliminates a lot of random good luck, so when you do succeed, that success will be more because of your skill. Although zone is kind of jarring to use at first, it's definitely worth getting used to because you should become more consistent at the plate. Next up, there's reticle, which is basically what you're aiming PCI with, and I personally prefer to use the reticle called reticle or wedge, but this is really based on personal preference more than anything else, so go ahead and play around with all the options until you find one you're comfortable with. Then you should be good to go. Finally, the last setting you want to look at is camera angle. Now this is also a matter of personal preference, but you should be using certain angles if you want to be as good as possible. When it comes to online play, I prefer strike zone offset, but all of the strike zone cameras are pretty good for online. I also like offset zoom, and most of the zoom camera angles would probably be good for you guys as well. Now that we have all that setting stuff out of the way, it's time to get into the fundamentals of hitting in MLB The Show. Now, if you've ever played a really good player online, there's always one certain thing that they all share, and that's the fact that they are super patient. The main factor that separates good players from great players is discipline. Knowing when to swing and when not to swing is what can make you so deadly. If you go up to the plate having an approach, you're going to be successful, and that approach is what we're going to be going over. Alright, so pretty much I've been playing a lot, I've been experimenting, and the approach that I found the best for me was to just let the pitches go if they're not in the middle part of the zone, which includes right down the middle, middle high, middle low. Now if the ball's in the corners and there's less than 2 strikes, there's not really a good reason to swing at it unless you love it, because it's harder to hit those pitches on the corners. It's harder to get them to go somewhere. So you're better off waiting for your perfect pitch somewhere right down the pipe. Now if there's 2 strikes, of course you have to start expanding the zone a bit, but if there's less than 2 strikes and the pitch isn't in the middle somewhere, just let it go. Being this patient is good for you because of 2 reasons. Number 1, it'll set you up with better counts, which means more pitches to see and better pitches to hit. And number 2, it'll piss off your opponent quite a bit. If the person you're playing sees that you have this level of patience, he's probably going to get flustered and start throwing more meatballs for you to crush. Or he'll try to get too perfect and start walking the ballpark. All in all, you should be taking way more pitches than you swing at, so work the count, draw walks, and wait for your pitch in the middle of the plate, because those are the ones you're going to crush. PCI placement is another important thing, but you have to know that it's not just a point and click system, but rather the PCI represents the total area that your hitter is looking for the ball in. So you don't really have to be perfect with it, but you can still get results, and you can also be perfect with it and not be successful. When it comes to setting up your PCI for the best results, I like to start it middle of the plate, slightly in towards my batter, as that gives me the best flexibility to move around and adjust as need be. Now this is very much a touch and feel thing, and you'll find your money spot after some experience. Moving on to pitch selection, you're going to want to primarily stick to fastballs. There's pretty much no reason whatsoever to swing at a first pitch breaking ball, unless it's a hanger right down the middle. Here, you're going to want to be super selective and try to lay off all that soft junk until you finally get a good fastball to rip into. If you want to work on this, the best thing you could do is hop right into practice mode against a nasty pitcher like DeGrom or Syndergaard, and just work on tracking pitches with your PCI. As your eye gets better, your PCI placement will get better. You will win more. That's pretty much all it takes to become a great hitter in MLB The Show. Focus on being patient at the plate and work on tracking pitches, and I guarantee you're going to see better results. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video and the tips, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, and also let me know what kind of videos you guys would be interested in seeing. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.